All right, y'all, what's going on? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another video. All right, y'all, so some folks asked me about this fight that's coming up. I feel like I haven't really talked about this flyweight fight coming up. I think I did like one video announcement. We talk about it here and there, but Lauren Murphy versus Jessica Andrade. First off, I got to say, I think this is a good fight. You know, this is a good explosive fight. You know, you got two bangers, you know, two fighters that like to go in there and grind and get it done. Jessica Andrade, you know, she got those Hulk strengths about her. You know, she can go in there, get the finish any time of day in the fight. Don't matter. Lauren Murphy, she gonna go in there and bang. She gonna do what she do on her level. But you know, anyways, I had some people ask me about this fight, about what it means. You know, well, first off, it means entertainment to me. You know, it's a good fight. And I seen some comments, people say, oh, I'm going to get up and go drink a beer during this fight. I'm going to go, you know, take a piss, whatever, during this fight. They said they're not going to be paying attention to this one. But I'm like, yo, man, this is a good fight. You got two former title contenders and two fighters that put everything on the line and they work hard, you know, so you can't diss these ladies like that. They work hard. I mean, you just can't disrespect somebody that puts in the work, you know, man or woman, right? But anyways, Lauren Murphy versus Jessica Andrade. What do I think? I think it's a good entertainment fight. And, you know, as some people ask me, does this fight lead to a title shot for either of these fighters? Does it lead to a title shot? And I honestly got to say that no. I don't think Lauren Murphy, if she wins or Jessica Andrade wins, that they get like an immediate title shot. Like, this is not a title eliminator. For one, you got to kind of base it off of what they look like against the champion, right? Not kind of, you got to, you know. And what we've seen in Jessica Andrade and Lauren Murphy against Valentina Shevchenko is that their levels need to be built up against a fighter like Valentina. Yeah, sure, they could go in there and knock each other out, or they could beat some of these other girls, but there's still some levels that haven't been proven against in that fight against Shevchenko. You know, Murphy, she went in there, kind of froze up. Jessica Andrade, she just got big sistered. I mean, she had nothing for Valentina Shevchenko when it came down to it, on the feet or on the ground, right? There was never any like scary moments. I mean, if you want somebody that wanted an immediate title shot, that's Tyler Santos, which that's a different name, right? And we seen what she did. But Lauren Murphy, Jessica Andrade, this fight is just like a building block for each other. You know, beating Jessica Andrade doesn't prepare you for Shevchenko and vice versa. Nobody really prepares you for that. But it's a start, right? It's a good confidence builder. It's a good place to see where you stand. And that's what Lauren Murphy needs now. She needs to go back and rebuild levels and find new levels and rebuild the confidence here. Because when you go in there against somebody like Valentina Shevchenko and you can't win a single round, that says a lot about what you bring to the table, right? That really says a lot. So I think for somebody like Jessica Andrade, she can't win an immediate title shot off of this, but this is how she builds herself, right? Just like I always use Robert Whittaker as an example. You know, he's a great champion, right? But after he got knocked out by Izzy, he didn't get an immediate title shot. What? He had to fight 3 fights, right? He had to fight 3 fights and get back into the mix. And he did that, right? He went back, humbled himself, fought 3 fights, won 3 fights in a row to get his title shot, right? So I think the same thing can be said for somebody like Lauren Murphy. You know, she needs to go in there and prove herself against somebody like Jessica Andrade, and then beat the surrounding fighters at the top to say, okay, and beat them convincingly, beat them all convincingly to make us say, okay, she must have had some issues that night and she must be, or she just might be ready this time around, right? So if she goes in here, she has to dominate Jessica Andrade first off, all right? Then she needs to go in there, get back against Caitlin Kagan, who defeated her like a few years back, right? You need to get that win against that number 2. And then in July or August, we got to return to number 1 contender, Manon Fiorot. You need to fight her next, right? Well, if you can beat Jessica Andrade, you need to really fight Manon next. You know, fight her next and look good in beating her, since you think that, you know, she's going to get eaten by Valentina. Why don't you go ahead and stop that train right now and prove that you are the better fighter, right? So she needs at least like 3 good wins to be back into the mix against Shevchenko. That's how I see it. I know she said this in an interview. My fight with Valentina was a huge learning experience for me. That night didn't go the way that I wanted, but there were a lot of lessons I took away from it, and I made a point to learn something from that fight. And the things I learned resulted in one of the best performances of my life. In my next fight, that was Miesha Tate, and that's the trajectory that I'm going to stay on. I feel like right now is my time. I should be fighting former champions. I should be fighting current champions. I'm working on my way back to a title fight, so I want to fight these tough fights these high ranking tough fights in the UFC, so I can work on my way back to a championship and feel well prepared for it. All right. So yeah, she feels like she needs to be fighting, current champions, former champions, staying in that realm. Yeah, Miesha Tate win. I picked her all the way to beat Miesha Tate. That was just a, good name and good confidence builder. But yeah, she needs to fight these other fights to really put her back into the mix. So yeah, the Tate win, that was a bounce back. So if she can beat Andrade and like a Manon or Chikagan, maybe we'll talk. But I would say Manon preferably, because she is the number one contender. So going like a 3-fight win streak, maybe that can put her back into the mix. But right now we got other blood that I think really poses more of a threat. Like I said, with Tyler Santos, Tyler really does use her size and her strength and her grappling to her advantage. She really knew how to make that adjustment in that type of fight and use every bit of her size to her advantage to the best of her ability. But, Lauren, like I said, she just kind of froze up on feet, couldn't get anything done. So, she's just going to have to kind of get in line too, or like I said, step ahead and, knock some heads off and crush some dreams on the way. That's the only way I think Lauren Murphy can really get back in that mix. Jessica Andrade, first of all, I got to say, shout out to Jessica Andrade. She's been in a lot of pain lately, that lower back pain from a herniated disc. So, she had to take some time out, physical therapy. I believe she did get that surgery, I believe she said. And, had to take the time to recover, just stay at home and not train and do any of that. But to bounce back and want to get back into the flyweight division against a big fighter, I got to give her credit, But as for Jessica Andrade, I know, some people ask, will she get a title shot if she goes here and knocks out Lauren Murphy? And same thing can be said for her. No, she doesn't deserve an immediate title shot at 125. At 125, right? Because we've already seen what that looks like, and we've got other fighters ahead of her that deserve it more, like a Manon. Grasslow's about to get it now, and like a Tyler Santos. Jessica Andrade, she definitely can move up and down. She does, some incredible things, as far as, with her size and her strength. So I think that a fighter like her, she does a lot of good things, but she's not really going on like this killer win streak in 125, right? So if she beats Lauren Murphy, no title shot at 125. 115, yeah, she can get in line there. I think she deserves a fight at another title shot at 115 because honestly, I think her chances are better against Zhang Weili than they are against Valentina. Why? I mean, okay, of course the Valentina Shevchenko fight went longer than the Jessica Andrade fight, right? It went longer, but you saw how helpless she was in that fight. Valentina just kind of drug it out for 2 rounds, right? It just went one round longer. And, you saw how she kind of drug it out, and you just saw how she was outgunned. Now, in the Weili fight, I think it was more of just a reckless approach, a reckless, stupid approach. She just ran in at Weili and gave Weili the opportunity. And you don't run in against a fighter like Weili. Not saying that Weili can't, set the pace for the fight, but the fight was really Jessica Andrade's fault the way it went. I mean, she ran in, got hit with a couple right hands, got knee to the body a few times, and just got put out of her misery in the first minute, right? So that approach is what killed it. You never just run in against a killer like somebody like Weili, right? She didn't even run in against like Valentina like that, So I think a fight against Weili could be more competitive this time around because she could go back and say, okay, don't do that stupid mistake. Let me pace this thing out, and I can find my punches more so, and I can find my openers instead of just running straight at the fighter, right? I still think Weili would win the fight, but what can I say? I mean, Andrade is Andrade, and plus it is strawweight. And I say Weili would win because, she has improved more than the last time, right? But still, you have that time now to rethink and say, okay, let me pace the fight out, and I can get it. I could possibly get the opportunity I want. The first approach was just all wrong for her, right? But yeah, let me see here what she said in her recent interview too about even wanting the title shot. Did she want to fight Valentina? Okay, so she said, I hope to knock her out, referring to Lauren Murphy, or submit her early. I don't want to take too long on this fight because I want to be back in one piece to go to my mom's house and see my family. This was a decision made by my manager. Since I'm coming from an injury, it was the most likely fight to happen. And if I didn't accept this fight, I wouldn't have the chance to fight so early. Also, because most of the girls at strawweight already have fights booked and the flyweights don't want to fight me, And she said the flyweights don't want to fight me. So this opportunity came around and we grabbed it with all we could. Okay. So yeah, I kind of agree with her on that. All the strawweights are booked. You know, Rose, I don't know if she wants that fight right now, right? Whaley Lamos will probably be the next booked fight. And I know people say, oh, Andrade, she beat Lamos, but Lamos went on a nice 2-fight win streak to put herself in that top position, right? And, you know, that's the fight I think that's the fight I really want to see more so, you know, style-wise at the moment. But as for Andrade, where she fits, yeah, I mean, you know, get this fight at 125, but don't expect, like, you know, to get in line for a title shot at 125. But she said the girls at 125 don't really want to fight her. I'm thinking, like, you know, she's one that had to pull out of the Manon fight. You know, Santos has kind of just went past her and just beat other fighters. And I think Santos will fight her. Chikagan did fight her, right? Chikagan fought her. Who else at the top? Maybe there were some other girls they called. I don't know, like Grasso. Maybe they did ask Grasso if she wanted to fight Andrade. Who knows, right? But yeah, I thought most of the girls at the top would have fought her. And now you got, I think Miesha Tate said she would have did it, right, at the time. Or was it other way around? But either way, yeah, I didn't really think too many girls at flyweight were ducking her like that. But yeah, that's how she feels. And she said a win against Lauren Murphy could put me easily close, if not immediately, really close to a title fight, both at strawweight and flyweight. But what I really aim for in my career is to go back to 115 pounds and have the chance to do a rematch against Zhang Weili. In China, I had no opportunity to show what I can do inside the octagon. It was a very quick fight, so I really want that opportunity. Okay. So she said in China, she didn't really have an opportunity. So I know she ain't blaming because you had to go to China. I mean, hey, you should have been prepared for that fight, right? You just took the wrong approach. You know, it was a quick fight because of the way she took that approach, right? Quick fight, quick night. So, yeah. So she said it should lead to a title shot in either both 115 and 125. But nah, I'd rather 115, like she said. You know, the Weili fight is a much better fight for her because like I said, it was too quick. You know, Valentina, she'll just beat her another way in the next fight because Valentina's approach first time was pretty much 100%. And I think she'll find another way to beat Jessica Andrade. She has many ways to beat Jessica Andrade. So, yeah, no title shot at 125 with a win over Lauren Murphy unless she does something crazy and stays at 125 and beats all of these girls at least 2 or 3 in a row. So, yeah, man, my final thoughts. Yeah, that's what it is. I'm expecting an entertaining fight between these two. I'm kind of leaning towards Lauren Murphy in this fight. I really am, man, because I think she has a chance. You know, Lauren is not a pushover. She's not a strawweight. She's going to be hard to get her hands on, I think, and, you know, be able to choke out like Lamos or even knock out. You know, if Lauren uses her range, she could pick Andrade apart, you know. Andrade has those freakish abilities, but it's usually under those little frail girls too, and some of those fighters that just can't get a jab going. You know, if Lauren can get a jab going and keep the range, she can win this fight, you know. So I don't know if I have a full-on pick. I just want to enjoy this fight, y'all. Maybe I'll come back on and do a live and give y'all a pick. But yeah, final thoughts. I don't think either one of them deserves a title shot off of this fight. And well, for Andrade, you know, 115, yeah, but Lauren Murphy, not at all. You know, going like a 2 or 3, maybe like a 3 or 4 fight win streak, grind your way back to the top like Rocky Pennington, right? Rocky Pennington didn't, you know, call for no title shot off of 1 or 2 wins. And now she secured 5 wins in a row. She made that argument, right? She's not getting it, but at least she had something to stand on, right? So you just got to go back and work and put yourself in a position to do it. I mean, even if she went on a 5-fight win streak, I don't know if she'd be able to beat Valentina, you know, but at least she would have that argument. I mean, this recent interview, what did she say? Valentina is human and she won't be unbeatable forever, something like that, right? You know, somebody's going to come along and beat her, but I unfortunately don't think it's going to be Lauren Murphy. Let me know, guys, what y'all think. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Subscribe. Peace.